way past the top of the hour on this slammin' Sunday night kind of thing. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside. Fast Eddie Lane live from the vault in the Full Range Entertainment Control Center. Welcoming in tag team partners, the Wicked Nemesis.
Although Bane is really Hispanic, my pick for Bane is actually our next guest.
Mark Mabo Bowman.
Well, if we're talking movies here, I cannot wait for 2012's future blaxploitation superstar, the Wicked Nemesis, to make his on-screen debut.
And the Pringles can too. Paulie Wells.
Man, you come straight out of a comic book.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest at this time. He is the star of stage, screen, professional wrestling, BMX. We're still trying to figure out what all he's done in his life. And in all seriousness, one hell of a professional wrestler. Crew Jones, welcome into Beyond Ringside. Good to have you, man.
Thank you. I'm glad I could bless this thing, get it off, entertain some people,
now,
and open up.
Now, I'm going to start with what I call the signature question. For everybody in this industry, for whether they're announcing, whether they're managing, whether they're in-ring talent, promotion, everybody has two moments in their life as far as the world of professional wrestling. Number one is the moment that you become a fan of the business, whether it be a particular match or a show that you were watching. And the second moment is when the little light went off over your head and you knew that you had to get into this. For Crew Jones, what are those two moments?
I was a kid and I actually lived in North Carolina near Asheville growing up. And, the Crockett promotion's real big. And I remember my dad hated wrestling. If he wasn't around, I'd watch it. And he caught me and I was screaming at the TV. And I thought Roddy Piper was just beating the hell out of Ricky Steamboat. And I was screaming for Ricky Steamboat to come back. And then towards the end of the match, it dawned on me that wasn't Ricky Steamboat, it was some jobber. So, I was terrified that Steamboat was getting his butt kicked for like 5 minutes. And ever since then, me and a buddy of mine, every Saturday morning, we'd sneak to each other's house and watch it before our parents woke up. And I was hooked ever since then. The moment that it clicked that I could do it was towards the end of college. It was like, all right, what am I going to do? And I was like, well, this is it. I'm going to go for it. And I started researching schools around the area. And about the same time, lo and behold, a wrestler approached me in a gym and said, you ever think about wrestling? And I was like, why? Yes, I have. And it was a small indie show, and the rest is history.
Now,
so it worked out.
Now, how long have you personally been in the wrestling business?
10 going on 11 years.
Okay. Now, where did you started making a reference to the college days and being approached by a wrestler? Where did you get your start, and who do you give most of the credit for training you?
My start was in Milledgeville. I went to college there. There's a small little fed. Jason Cross, he had a little TNA fame. Anarchy Wildside, X Division. He's the guy that came up to me. Him and John Phoenix were booking for the small fed, and they kind of got me into it and cut my teeth. Got me broke in, and then after that, with any little small indie fed, I was learned that after about 6 months in the business, I was like, damn, they called me wrong, and it's indie wrestling. And the more vets I learned correctly, and I ended up getting retrained. Felt it in my best interest to get up under some guys and learn from veterans, and guys ended up taking me under their wing and learning from a lot of guys that know what they're doing, doing seminars and stuff. But training the Deep South a lot, and Les Thatcher, and then in Chicago, I ain't sure how well he's known around here. There's a guy named Ace Steel.
Okay.
He trained CM Punk, and Ace Steel he broke CM Punk into the business, Colt Cabana. Guys, he got a little bit of time in WWE. You might know him on the Indies, Brad Bradley, or Bradley J.
Okay.
Yeah, but he broke a lot of guys in. Ace Steel's real good, so I got a chance to work out with him some too. I just picked the brains, and even though I've been in it 10, 11 years, I'm still learning. And if I'm in the locker room, I'm going to watch, and try to absorb, as much as I can from anybody, and still doing it till today.
Now, We've run a calendar here at Beyond Ringside for a while, and I see your name pop up in different areas with different companies. How many different states have you worked in, and have you worked outside of the U.S.?
Yeah, I've went to Japan once. Went over there and fiddled around with Osaka Pro. And I actually had a buddy who was over there, so I had to hook up on where to stay. And since I was over there, you'd be surprised how willing they are to use an American wrestler if he's already over there. Now, getting in to pay for a plane ticket's a different story.
There you go.
But when they found out that I was over there and they seen me, they're like, oh, yeah. And so I got to train with them. And everybody's like, Osaka Pro. They work in a little bitty building in a pretty much an entertainment district of Osaka. It's no more than a glorified indie is here. You know, it's a big indie there. Did that over there. As far as over here, all over the Midwest, as far out as Texas, all over the South, and the East Coast and stuff. But I was based in Atlanta, and then I went to Chicago for several years and come back to Atlanta, and pretty much that circumference.
Now, leaving Atlanta to go to Chicago, dumb question, but it's one I'm curious about. Culture shock between the two cities, even though they're both major market cities. How different did you find Chicago from Atlanta?
I thought night and day. The town, everything's faster, it's more populated. Same thing with the wrestling. Totally different crowd, a lot smarter crowd, a lot of golf clapping. And smart remarks, and they want to see more wrestling. In the South, it's more entertainment. There's different feds that push. You're gonna have more feds, pushing the moves and the spots in Chicago as opposed to fewer in the South. But as far as entertainment and old school wrestling, there's a lot in the South, but not as many up north towards Chicago and Milwaukee and all that, Detroit.
Okay. Opening up the table, Mark Bowman, Maybo, come on in with Crew Jones.
All right, now, Crew, first of all, I'm sure the pro wrestling world is grateful that you retired from, your BMX championships. But you made mention that you did time in Deep South. For those who don't know, Deep South was at one point some people call it minor leagues, training grounds, whatever, for the WWE. What was your time like in Deep South?
Definitely, it opened your eyes to the business aspects, the politics of wrestling. There's tons of politics. It's cutthroat. And at that level, everybody's trying to get to the next level, make it. So you got to watch what you say, what you do. In my position, I was at the bottom of the ladder because I came in as pretty much enhancement / jobber. So they seen me work, and it didn't matter if I lost every match. I could get a reaction out of the crowd and make the other guy look like $1 million. No matter how much he sucked. And so I ended up moving up pretty fast there. But the thing is you got to watch what you do. Because if there's a higher guy on the totem pole and you got to give catchphrase or you have something that's catching on and they're about to debut on Raw or SmackDown, you can kiss it goodbye because they'll take it from you. There's nothing you can do. It's all political. And they're just the it guy right there. And that's the way it nature of the beast. I've seen it happen so much there, And a lot of guys on the indies don't see it or don't realize it. But at that level, it's a lot of politics, a lot of head games and everything.
Before I pass the table, so how quickly did LegalZoom.com become your best friend website? Being able to copyright and trademark stuff.
Yeah. I quickly learned, I was like, well, I ain't saying nothing. I had a lot of good ideas, and I kept my mouth shut and watched what I revealed. And, it happened to other people, too. I'd sit back and just watch, and I'm like, oh, my God. But, but as soon as you do that, you get frowned upon. That's the mind games and the politics.
Right.
So I'm gonna copyright this name. Next thing you know, they're pissed, and how dare you do that, and they're going to change your name.
Yeah, no, marketing. Paulie Wells, come on in with Crew Jones.
What's going on, Crew? I'm going to ask a question for all the, Eddie asked you earlier how you got into it and everything. Something I think a lot of people don't know about is what the day in a life of a wrestler is. How much training's involved. I mean, how much did your life change when you decided to take this career path? I mean, what is your normal day like?
A normal day for me is I actually got 2 college degrees and I actually use them. I just keep it on the down low what I do. I actually get recognized around Atlanta or around as the wrestler Crew Jones. So I try to separate the two. You got to hit the gym if you're serious at least 4 or 5 times a day. I mean, not a day, a week. And for me, I just make time. If you're not doing that, you're not really trying to achieve a higher level or get to the top of the cards. Besides that, you do got to train. If you're not making it to a training ring, you need to get to a ring earlier. Try to work out, anything new. And do the repetitive stuff also. And I think, a lot of guys, with the way everything's internet and everything's out there, you'd be a fool not to take advantage of it and do your research. Who do you like? Who do you want to mimic? Who do you want to, rip off? Take their stuff, use YouTube to your advantage, take advantage in how, it's all how you look, it's all how you talk, it's what you do in the ring, and you got to pump yourself up. And with this day and age, you got to get your name out there. So, and it's real hard for guys, but then you got Twitter and Facebook and the internet, and like right now on the show, take advantage of it and get your name out there as much as you can, try to get yourself over.
Well, have you ever had any major injuries in the 10 years? Anything that might have made you rethink your occupation?
With me, it's like I just love to perform, and with my 9 to 5, I deal with with some morons. So when I go out to the crowd, I picture all the people I deal with sitting in the seats, and performing for me is almost like a stress relief. And I don't take it too serious. Well, I'm not worried about how my character is going to look and if I'm going to look foolish. And my character wouldn't do that. What's my inspiration? Guys like that, I'm like, man, you're a grown man in spandex. You already look like an idiot. And just go out there and do your part, And that's the way I look at it. Yeah, I just enjoy it, and it's a total stress relief. And regardless, as far as getting hurt, I've had from wrestling, I've had 5 knee surgeries, 4 of them from wrestling. I've had 2 ACL repairs on my left knee.
Oh wow!
That's probably the major ones. Besides that, I've never broke a bone. I think I'm just blessed to be hard-headed. Had some hard bones, but plenty of pulled hamstrings, pulled groin, and stuff like that. But the knee surgeries, I'm not the best with the ligaments, so I'm quick to tear ligaments. But that's what happens. And in the ACL, you're out 6 months, and the whole time I was thinking, all right, when I come back, I'm never thinking about quitting. So when I come back, I'm gonna be in better shape. I'm gonna stick in the gym. And, when I come back, I'm going to blow everybody away. That's my whole mentality. So if I can walk, I can wrestle. And I guess a lot of people will say, oh, these old guys, I can't believe they're still doing it. But if it's something you love, you're going to do it regardless. And that's the way I look at it. Once it's not fun, then I'll get out. If I'm not having fun and I don't enjoy it, then, I'll be gone. But, I think it's the greatest thing ever. That's why I'm involved in it.
Okay. The Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. Come on in with Crew Jones.
Crucifix, my man. Now, you are one of the most successful actors in wrestling history, being the only active wrestler to actually be in a movie that won a BET award for Best Picture, being Medea Goes to Jail. Most people know you as a wrestler, but you're also an actor. You're a model, and you're also a weightlifting champion. And I think Crew Jones is your coach in that. Tell us, if you will, how is wrestling and movies related so much?
When I got into the acting, I've always been curious about it, and Glacier had just appeared on a burn notice, and so I went and did a seminar with Glacier, and pretty much my whole, like, I'll get up there and work out with him, and I started picking his brain. How do you get into acting? You know, how do you get started? Who do you contact? It's just like wrestling. Get trained. I got trained. He put me into contact with a guy. And after that, you know, you try to get your agent. You start, you know, looking on websites, looking on blogs, looking on message boards for extra parts. And once you get in good and start getting a lot of extra parts, you start trying to get speaking parts and work your way up. As far as being related, it's just like, exactly like wrestling. Not every picture is made motion picture. It's not going to be 20th Century Fox, as in wrestling is the big boys or WWE. Then you trickle down, you got TNA and maybe a Ring of Honor. Same thing with acting. You're not going to automatically get these giant roles. You know, you got people who go to college and all this who are going to get those. It's pretty much just like the major leagues or wrestling. It's not many. There's so many spots for so many actors, but there's other films below that, and they're on lower budgets. When you have B flicks, C flicks, D flicks, E flicks, just like wrestling, you'll have dinky little indie films. That's just, you have dinky little indie feds. And hey, this Fed A over here, this guy, he don't get booked that much, but guess what? He got his tax check, and he's going to be a wrestling promoter. He's going to run 3 good shows, and now his money's dwindling, and now he's using these jabronis who work for free, and next thing we know, he's out of business for 6 months. Same thing with, hey, I'm going to be an actor. Really, have you got booked anywhere? No, but I got my tax check, and I got my little Sony camera over here. I'm going to film me an indie film, and guess what? I'm going to be the writer, producer, and the main writer. And then, you know, next thing you know, they make a film out of business.
Now, when it comes to pro wrestling, you've done everything from singles, you've done tag teams. Now, which do you normally? This is a multi-tier question. Which do you prefer, single or tag team?
I actually, it's a 50-50. It depends on if I'm tagging with Sean, it's hot like lava. I mean, we have a lot of fun, and we just click. You know, we ain't got to think about it. We can entertain, and we can hang with anybody, whether it's somebody wanting to do flips and 100 miles per hour. Like today, the Warner Robins, we worked with Washington Bullets, and you got to try to slow them down. Or, you know, you work with an old school team like the Rock and Roll Express, who probably has forgotten more than most of the jabronis on the scene now. So, yeah, that's fun, but also it's a different beast when you're singles because it's all on you.
Right.
You got to keep the people, you know, entertained. You know, you don't have a guy on the sideline, you know, camouflaging stuff for you. So, I like both. It just, yeah, it depends who I'm with, I guess, or who I'm stuck with.
Understandable. Now, what's been your favorite, and now, of all the companies that you've worked in, I'm not trying to put you on the spot to pick one in particular, but if there's been a geographic region that you've really enjoyed working, where has it been?
Man, I would have to say, the hottest spot, lately, and it's pretty much anywhere on the West Georgia area. It just seems like wrestling's big there. I mean, there could be 4 or 5 feds within 2 counties, and they all draw.
Right.
And everybody believes, and they're hot for everything. And you know, if you got a crowd that's believing and they're hot, then that makes it more fun as opposed to you get to someone and you only got 60 people now sitting on their hands, and then you know, it's like they don't even want to be there. And that transcends to the performers and the wrestlers. Do they want to be there? So I'd say anywhere on the West Georgia side is pretty much pretty hot, and then, fun for me.
Okay. We started to hit you with this off air, and we have a challenge. Every once in a while, and this will be the first time that we've done this in a few months, and Paul, if you want to sit out on this one, I understand, because we didn't have a chance to clue you in on this one. But we have what is referred to as the Tim Horner White Lightning Round, or the Mike Quackenbush Lightning Round, however you want to put it. It's a segment of the program where there are no wrong answers, and you always say the first thing that pops into your mind. Is Crew Jones up for this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Crew Jones is always right. When I'm wrong, refer to what I just said, I'm always right.
There you go.
I'll give it a go.
Okie dokie.
I'm not scattered. I'm not scattered, man.
Erky Durkey. Ladies and gentlemen, Crew Jones is now entering the lightning round. Who would have the hotter sex tape? Doris Roberts from Everybody Loves Raymond or Betty White?
Betty White.
Mabo.
All right. Now, you mentioned your tag team partner, Shawn Banks, and Hot Like Lava. If you could have another tag team partner on the kids' TV show Double Dare, who would it be?
Another tag team partner. Terry Crews from the Old Spice commercials. White Chicks guy.
Okay. Wicked Nemesis.
Better place to work. Against J-Rod or against 5,000 maggot filled burgers?
I got to go with J-Rod, I guess.
Paul, you want to give it a shot?
If you had a spontaneous tag team match and the only choices you had for a partner was a rodeo clown or a midget, which one would you choose?
Oh, the midget. I hope she's a female named Bridget the Midget.
You've seen her. Okay.
Love Bridget the Midget.
Yeah, she was over at the...
That's like a fantasy.
I actually worked with her once.
The midget and the big black chick. Really hot.
Scarier thought for bestiality porn. Scooby, Astro from the Jetsons, or Dynamut?
Dynamut.
Mechanical Dog. Mabo.
If Crew Jones could fit any flavor of cupcake in his trunks and then wrestle Bozo the Clown, what flavor cupcakes would it be?
Double chocolate.
Wicked Nemesis.
Okay, let's see, how can I put this? Crew Jones, what is your pick for Best Actor for tonight for the Oscars?
I don't even know who the hell's up there. Johnny Depp is there. Johnny Depp's man. I don't even know if he's in it. Who's it? Clooney and Pitt, as usual?
Actually, the correct answer would have been the Wicked Nemesis. But
yeah.
Jones.
That guy plays the part 24/7.
there you go. Paulie Wells.
If you were going to start a death metal band, which position would you be in as far as instrument goes, and what would you name it?
I would play the death metal ukulele. I'd name it my,
Tiny Bubbles.
oh, damn. Actually, I would go with the bagpipes. I'd ask the ladies to come on stage and go hardcore with it or something.
What would the name of the band be?
Death metal? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something perverted. I don't know. Steel Spears, I don't know.
Okay. You're about to go into a War Games environment. You have 5 of the baddest people on the other side of the ring. You have 2 choices for the tag team that you're going to be lined up with on the War Games. Who do you pick? NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
I'd have to go with NSYNC.
Mabo.
If you could get a tattoo on your penis, what would it be?
Your name. That way, I bet I got your name tattooed on my penis. And the chick go, yeah, out it comes.
I thought you meant Mabo's name.
No, I got that
That's your name.
one. Yourname, yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say, you guys do know each other.
Wicked Nemesis.
Greatest heel of all time.
Greatest heel of all time?
Yeah.
Damn. I thought let's go with Gorgeous George.
Paulie Wells.
I'm going to do a legit question. We talked about this earlier. Do you believe that The Rock has a right to be at WrestleMania, even though John Cena has been calling him out and calling him a fake and not a wrestler anymore and all that?
Yeah, he took asses in the seats. He's got more charisma than all the guys. Yeah, he deserves it. They book him. Hey.
Let me run the Overdrive 5 real quick. From this point, which is a scarier place for you to want to work? A television taping or a nightclub show?
Television. I love nightclubs.
Voltron or the Season 1 Megazord from the Power Rangers? Who's more likely to get cavity searched at Hartsfield International?
Voltron.
If you were not in professional wrestling right now, which major sport would you be playing and at what position?
Oh, man. Fullback football.
The first time you heard the term hardcore wrestling, what did you think?
Garbage.
And when your life story is made into a movie, who plays you?
Who plays me? Yeah, that's pretty hard. I'm going to say... Hell, Johnny Depp. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, Crew Jones has survived the lightning round. Not bad for putting everything together last minute on that, because I actually still have the show notes at the other end of the studio. Good sport on that one. Thank you for doing that one. Now, now, in all sincerity, when it comes down to it in this industry, it goes crazy up one side and down the other. But I have to ask, you answered who you thought would be the perfect choice to play you in a movie. Who would be your choice to play the Wicked Nemesis?
Wicked Nemesis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Christopher Walken. Hell yeah. Easily. They could pull it out, too.
I would have said Gary Oldman.
I'm sitting over here calculating how that would actually work out, walking with the mohawk.
You know.
You know.
You know that we are talking about wrestling.
Wicked's over there sitting back going, I'm going to start throwing the lawn darts at the Crew Jones action figure for this night's over with. Now, if there is one area of the, whether it be...
Bill Carey would be a good one, too. Nothing is something!
Fire Marshal Bill, God miss that character. If there's one area that you haven't worked, whether it be geographically here in the continental U.S. or, Alaska and Hawaii, or any other part of the world, where would that be right now?
I'd like to go to Mexico. I haven't been there. So I think my helmet thrusting would go real good with the senoritas.
Okay. Now, one I like to get the answer to for everybody, because you have to mix this. Indie and national. Mount Rushmore professional wrestling. 2 from each world.
So what was the first one?
Either you put 2 from the indie scene and 2 from the national scene. Your Mount Rushmore pro wrestling.
2 from the indie scene. That'd be me and Sean, Hot Like Lava.
Okay.
We take on... I'll take on The Rock and Cena, the 2 jabronis.
Okay. Now, overall, before I'm going to open up the table one more time around, if there is a tag team that all time that you really wish that Hot Like Lava could have gone up against, or could currently go up against, who would it be? Established tag teams.
I'd say in the past, probably the original Road Warriors would probably be the most entertaining if we could have actually went up against them. On the active scene right now, I mean, the team I'd like, once they get going again, I'd love to bring the machine guns in and actually get a shot at them.
That would
actually, I've worked with both of them, but not as Hot Like Lava when I was in Chicago before they made it. So I just know if they're capable of it, it'd be good.
Okay. Mabo, come on back in.
Now, this is going to come off sounding weird, but if I didn't make something sound weird or,
Yeah, it wouldn't be you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my name on a penis.
Yeah. So, basically, You had some, and yes, I was staring at your ass at the Peach State Wrestling Alliance show last week.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. It's attractive. Just never mind.
Basically, the reason why I was staring was you had the most interesting design on the back of your tights. It was in the tag team match. It said dime piece. I immediately got that because it was a piece symbol and the word, dime above it. And I've seen you wear some of the more interesting tights. Who exactly designs them, and where do they come from?
I design them and I make them. Because I'm cheap. I bought 2 pair of tights when I first started working, and I was like, I'm never paying this much for Speedo tights ever again, so I self-taught myself how to make them. And then I design everything, and that's why they're so awesome, because they come from, this cranium on top of my neck. So I just don't purposely think of stuff to set people off. And the way I figure, if somebody comes to a show and see me in the ring, that's pretty much what they're going to remember. And then, 95% of the guys out there wear damn black tights, and it blends in, so I'm 180. So when they come to the show, they're going, you remember that guy? But do you remember that idiot who had dime piece? How dare he disrespect the piece symbol as dime piece? He had some rabbit on his crotch, and he's asking all the ladies if they wanted to pet his rabbit for $5 a stroke.
Nice. Now, actually, thank you, Mabo, because that leads me to the question I was going to ask. And what was your inspiration for that particular one, and what for some of the other designs that you've done?
Honestly, I forget. I'll be riding down the road, and I'm like, oh, this would be hilarious. And hopefully, I guess we'll see if anybody's listening. I actually have a couple of other indie wrestlers who watch what I wear, and they will have stuff made like me. I have stalker wrestler guys. I have Marilyn Monroe types, and next thing I know, this kid, they're like, yeah, this guy in South Georgia, he's got Marilyn Monroe types. And I'm like, good grief.
And I wonder if he realizes the fact that it does get back to you.
Oh yeah, I've wrestled him before. I've made sure to, first line out of my mouth, he can't feel a pair of tights like me. Make some arrogant stuff, but pretty much anything to set somebody off is super arrogant. And the ones I wore today are great. I think I wore them, I don't know. On the back it says "Sexy Ninja."
Okay.
On the front I've got a picture of a rooster with Chinese writing in it. It says "Beautiful." That's the easy opener for the ladies. Can you read Chinese? Yeah. And I look down.
Okay. Paulie Wells, come on board.
I have actually a question I wanted to ask you that when we were at Carrollton during the Battle Bowl, we talked about this during the interview, and I felt like, honestly, I'll say it, that you got kind of screwed in that match because of basically winning in the first ring, and then going over the second one, and you were there for maybe 3 seconds before somebody pulled the ring rope down or whatever. What's going through your mind going into the match? It's that's coming up on March 10th or March 11th back in Carrollton.
Yeah, I'm on the 10th. Actually, I have the double shot. Some people get upset that I double shot shows, but the way I look at it, I'm sitting on my butt for 2 or 3 hours anyway, so why not wrestle a show and then go to that one? So I'll be in Locust Grove, wrestling the first match or 2 there, then I'm coming to Carrollton. We'll have to wrestle Frankie Valentine, who they put me in a match with. Frankie's a great guy, a good wrestler. He's not my caliber. He'd probably make one hell of a, horse jockey or something. As far as wrestling, nah. I'm a couple of weight classes out of his league. Frankie's a bleeder. We all know it.
What do you think this?
I'll probably sneeze on him and bust his nose.
Do you think this match could slingshot you to a possibility to take on Mr. Hughes for the belt?
It should in a normal fed, but with Shane Knowles, there's no telling. I mean, he's probably got a bunch of pieces of paper in a fishbowl, and that's how he comes out with his matches. The next one's going to be a underwater aquarium paint match learning how chicken wire and, who can hold the breath the longest. We all know Mike Jackson's going to win that. It's so hot air. But it doesn't matter. I mean, the way I look at it, I don't need a belt. Like I said at the last show, I was like, Shane, you stripped me of the belt. Nobody beat me. You have these greased up ropes and, all the time Moses over here cheating for you. His 1972 singlet. And, the way I look at it, everybody knows I'm the champion there. I don't need the belt. And so I'll just prance out there and proclaim myself the champion. And, continue to be a thorn in the side of Shane Knowles, which I'm pretty good at.
Now, yeah, you definitely seem to push his buttons the right way. I'll give you that.
Now, let me go ahead and ask this if I could.
Guy looks like a Pillsbury Doughboy.
With a tan?
Everybody's pushing on Shane. He's a laugher.
There is one that I wanted to ask you coming out of the Carrollton show.
Yeah.
In most circumstances, when it comes down to the 2-ring triple chance, it normally comes down to the sole survivor in ring 1 taking on the sole survivor in ring 2. And right. You went from ring 1 to ring 2. Did you just see what you thought would be the perfect opening to eliminate somebody?
I got J-Rod and CJ kind of, in the wings, and they're doing their thing, and I like J-Rod's new attitude over there. He's finally told the crowd to, piss off. He's through with, everybody trying to buy his 8x10s and his little shirts, and he realized everybody's a bunch of cheap butts over there, and hey, J-Rod, they can't pay with food stamps. So he's getting it. And, I told him, and half these people, you've seen the people jumping the rail. They jump the rail, they didn't want to do nothing to me, so they fight each other, they're fighting over the kids. They're pissed off because DFAX took the other 2 kids they had the week before, and they're all mad at the show. They explain the rules in the back. One guy in this ring, one guy in that. You don't have to wait. If you think it's an advantage to run into the other ring, go ahead. Y'all probably didn't see it. But Mike Jackson turned, he mouthed some stuff about my dead mother. So that's why I ran in there. And then when I ducked, I didn't know he reached the top rope like he did. And this dude had so much baby oil and, shellac or lacquer or whatever on his leather skin. Of course I went sliding out like a slip and slide. It was all set up.
And actually, we are scheduled to have the Alabama legend Mike Jackson on with us very soon here on Beyond Ringside. I'll ask him how
Let him know what I said. Let him know. He's got that George Hamilton Samsonite leather skin. He looks like some luggage from 1972 that O.J. Simpson used to hurdle on Coach commercials.
Damn.
That bald-headed bum. I think I'm going to have some new tights. It's going to have a box in it. I'm going to raffle off what's in it. I have a box out of my crotch for Mike Jackson was in a mission.
Crotch box.
I'll raffle it off during the match. It's called the Mike Jackson Special Raffle Box Tights.
Either that or right across.
I'll buy a ticket on my ass. Buy a ticket.
That's it. On the front.
3 for 1, 10 for 50 feet.
Wait, crew. On the front, have Mike Jackson raffle. On the back, it says, "Here's your ticket."
Yeah.
Mabo, come on in.
I'm going to have a roll of tickets and let's walk around with the ladies, pull the ticket off, and it keeps spinning on my crotch. Take your ticket, ladies.
And the one who gets ticket number 069 wins.
Yeah. You're all winners when you have Crew Jones' ticket.
There you go.
So get in line.
You can
join the crew. They
can get your ticket and you can punch theirs, right?
Always.
Ta-doom-doom. Mabo, come on. We're going to end up going. We're going to have too much fun if we're not careful. Marcus, you with us?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm watching the webcam site here.
There you go.
There's a chick that kind of looks like Maria with fake boobs and better abs. Anyway, back to the thing. All right, now, Crew, you mentioned you were you teamed this weekend with your tag team partner Sean Banks, and you guys took on the Washington Bullets. Now, you guys are also, both teams, scheduled for the Will Grayson Memorial Show coming up in a couple weeks.
The 17th.
17th, along with several other teams. Are you looking for the rematch with the Washington Bullets? And what do you think your chances are of taking that Memorial Cup home?
The only way I'm going to lose that thing is, I see some hot tail in the crowd and it might distract me. But I doubt it's going to happen where the venue is. Oh, a true story though. Where is it? Depending on where it is, I can tell you this true story. Where's the actual event going to be?
Mabo, you want me to take that one?
Church. Wicked. Is that church again?
They're at the Community Fellowship Ministry, 612 Corin Road, Douglasville, Georgia.
I think Wicked can vouch for this. So I'm in the back getting ready to wrestle at one of these Will Grayson Memorials, and they bring these women back to take pictures with me. I'm like, yeah, okay. And of course, I got some arrogant tights on, and they're all giggling. And so the one lady's like, I want to take a certain position picture with you. You know me? I'm like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm a statue. Go. So this chick jumps on me, wraps her legs around my waist, and hangs upside down between my legs in a church in the back hall, and the other ones are taking pictures of it.
Where's this church again?
I'm like, holy shit. So I asked Grayson's ex-wife who was there. I'm like, who the hell was that? And he goes, that's the preacher's wife.
Holy crap.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Total freak. I was like, I knew it. True story. So if that's where the venue is,
yes.
And then the Will Grayson, every time they had the venue, like all of his old teachers who ever taught him, come back from elementary school, and that crowd.
She had quite a hallelujah moment.
Yeah, they're way above par compared to the usual West Georgia crowd. So I might be distracted. The only way Hot Lot Live is losing that tournament if we're distracted and we beat ourselves. Which I'm a man, I do beat myself very often. Okay. Gotta stay fresh, get a clean meal, let's go prostate. That keeps cancer coming on. Yeah, it keeps cancer from the guys.
Now,
change, fellas.
I think all our religious listeners just hung up.
Either that or they turned it. No, I think they all just turned up the volume.
I put them on blast. I'm like, you talk about a work.
Now, actually, in addition to the things coming up on your schedule, you are slated to be a part of the Will Grayson Memorial Tag Team Invitational. It's March 17th in Douglasville. You've also got the Peach State Wrestling Alliance show coming up on the 10th. You've got a packed schedule, but let me get your input on this. Mark Grayson actually was on the show a little while ago, and he announced the first round pairings. He did that as a surprise here on Beyond Ringside, and I can go ahead and let you know that at this point, hot like lava, you and Sean Banks are scheduled to take on the tag team known as Best Friends Forever, Marvelous Michael Stevens, and Adorable Anthony Andrews. Do you have any insight on them?
I mean, those guys are great. Decorating Easter baskets and eating peeps. I guess, looking fat and pink. But when it comes to wrestling, it's a stretch. Yeah. I don't see, I see an entertaining match, but, we're going to win it. Just for, giggles, tell me the other first rounds, and I'll give my predictions of, I only know who's all in it. I just want who's the other pairings, and I can give you my predictions on all of them.
As stated, Mark Grayson, part of the founder of the Will Grayson Memorial Tag Team Invitational, let us know that the Washington Bullets are scheduled to take on Talent and Money, JT Talent, and Andrew Pendleton III.
They're back together. JT Talent, glad to see he's back in it. I'll probably have to say that the Ashy Bullets from the DC Sniper will probably win that one.
Okay. Another of the first round pairings.
Lamont and Fred.
And they both listen. What's up, guy? Good to see you, Trey. Good to see you, John. Jimmy Rave approved. Chip Day, Do or Die Chip Day, and Corey Hollis of Alabama Attitude are going to be teamed up in a first-round pairing, and they'll be taking on Family First, Josh Storm and Frankie Valentine.
Is that a midget match? Jesus. I'm going to pull an upset and say Family First. Yeah. 'Cause I don't know if they actually win the match, but if you lose anything with the two snouts those two guys got, they can sniff anything out the 4 counties.
The third...
Only thing first on those big old knocking noses.
You know, Crew, I'm just sensing that you're holding back during this interview. You're not really coming out with what I think you want to say.
Hey, y'all caught me I've been on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today. And, I'm kind of tired, but, get my second win.
Understand the concept.
You don't seem as energetic, you know.
CB...
Yeah, this is not lackadaisical.
It's cool, dude. I understand. Of course, like I said, there's always another day. We can do this again sometime. Let's see.
Please come back. This has been awesome.
CB...
This is the best show I've been on, period.
There you go. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you. By the way, I have a message from Wicked. He's had a shoot life situation come into play, and everybody on the show that knows me knows the fact that family comes first, and I'll leave it at that. But Wicked has had to step off to the side, so he sends his warmest regards. And, of course, he did send me a message that said, more Wicked Nemesis. So guess what? Hey, what the hell? Another first-round pairing in the Will Grayson Memorial. CB Gibson and Tommy Daniels scheduled to take on the Hate Junkies. Danny Only and Strychnine.
Well, if it comes to smelling, the Hate Junkies have got it won. Because, man, they smell like roadkill. CB's like Jake and the Fat Man. Tommy's little fat turd self. He looks like a short, fat version of the Situation from Jersey Shore. CV looks like the creepy guy off the Big Lebowski in the purple suit, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go to the Hate Junkies on that one.
Nobody messes with the Jesus.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't mess with it, Jesus. You said it, man.
Tell you what, let's go one more round real quick with Creed Jones. Mark Mabo, one more round.
Yeah, do you watch The Walking Dead, and if so, how do you feel about it?
Man, that's the one show I haven't got on in Atlanta, just because I used to get a lot more acting gigs, but unfortunately, outside of wrestling and other stuff, I don't have a lot of time. I forgot to watch a little bit online. I don't get it with my direct TV right now. But I'm a fan of it, and I know a lot of guys and girls have actually got to appear on it as extras and background talent. So I'm all for that show. I hope it does go well and more work for people in Atlanta.
Paulie Wells, one more round.
A friend of mine, we were talking about this the other night. This is like each wrestler defines themselves in a different way when it comes to their fighting style. They're a brawler, they're a chance taker, a rope rider. There's plenty of different names. Where do you think you fall into that? Because watching you, it seems like you've got a mixed bag of tricks when it comes to getting in the ring.
Yeah, I think I can hang with anybody. I'm a Dos Equis guy. I'm a lover and a fighter. He's also he'll give you tricks because he can also fight real well or whatever he says. But I'm a Dolph. What's that idiot? Dolph
Ziggler.
Dolph Lundgren.
Lundgren.
Yeah, Ziggler idiot. Hey, how dare he call himself a show off? That guy's the worst show off on earth. And I'll tell you right now, I'm loud, I'm brash, I'm cocky, but the thing that makes everybody mad is I actually can back it up when I want to. Dolph Ziggler, just because he comes out there in a furry hoodie and does some sit-ups, that'll make you show off. That annoys the piss out of me. That's another thing that, rip off there. I'll call myself a show off and do sit-ups. That ain't a show off.
Well, he did used to be a cheerleader.
Yeah. And he was the one nobody paid attention to. He's a bland one.
Yeah. And he's the sole survivor of the
Kenny, he's the good athlete. Mikey, he's the spaz.
Mike Mondo, yeah.
The other three. Yeah, the other three are kind of, Bland, you know, and they're, yeah. There they are. He also used to be a caddy for Chavo back in the day, you remember.
Chavo Guerrero?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Chavo blonde, he had blonde hair right before Eddie died. And Nick Nemesis was his caddy.
Yep. I remember that. Real quick.
It's forgettable, but, you know, he could show off.
Making our way to the top of the hour, Crew, where all are you going to be in the upcoming weeks?
Oh, in the upcoming weeks, Phoenix, Alabama, Locust Grove, Georgia, Carrollton, Georgia, Norcross, Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, possibly Albany. Augusta just got canceled, but there's another one coming up in a couple weeks. And that's Warner Robins, of course, second and fourth weekend on Sundays, and Warner Robins Sunday afternoon shows.
Okay, not to mention Douglasville and Carrollton, right?
Yeah, Douglasville, Carrollton. Yeah, the 17th is Douglasville in the middle of the afternoon and Billerica that night.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to do the UIW show that night?
Yeah, we'll have Hot Light Lava doing one and moving over to the other. So while we're there, we'll be able to pull them both off.
Cool. Now, for everybody who'd like to be able to track you down to the social networking area, plus, do you take? Well, go ahead and do the social thing first.
The Hot Light Lava is the Twitter account. Pretty much anything you've seen in the show times 10, and there's no subjects offhand. I've chimed in every once in a while. Sean runs it a lot more than me. He loves starting fights on Twitter. It's very entertaining. You can watch him go at it with porn stars, and he'll call them, you know, criticize them. A porn star is very sensitive if you tell them they're not good at their job.
Yep.
And Sean points that out, and they get hot to go at it with him. So it's pretty funny. As far as a Facebook page, it's Hot Light Lava Tag Team fan page, which is ran by a third party. But everything's updated. We have hotlightlava.com. Pretty much it's another one where it has our shows, what's coming up, photos of us, interesting fact, but also there's indie bookings, indie film bookings. If you ever thought about getting into film, trying to become an extra, there's castings on there and all kind of odd info, funny stuff, YouTube clips of anything. You name it, it's not just wrestling, it's just straight entertainment. So
okay,
that's pretty much about it as far as the social media.
Okay. Crew, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your Sunday night for coming on with us. It has been great to have you on, and believe me, the door is always open. If you've got upcoming events you want to try to help get the word out about, just let us know.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it. It's fun being on here, and like I said, it's probably about the best one I did. Real laid back, I like it.
We appreciate it. And like I said, the door's always open. Feel free to join us anytime and just let us know what's going on, and we'll pass the word along. Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest, Crew Jones, right here on Beyond Ringside, and we will be back just after the top of the hour on Beyond Ringside.
Hier spricht Tassilo Jung von Ringside Extreme Wrestling. Vielen Grüße an meine deutschen Fans und unsere amerikanischen Fans. Es ist cool, dass ihr jetzt zuhört. Ihr seid bei Beyond Ringside. This is Tassilo Jung from Ringside Extreme Wrestling, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.